Hi guys, how you doing? Hope you're good. I'm not on mute, but I am on mute. Ikram says, let's go Reds. Juve Pong says, Sobo right back. Yeah, apparently, again, I'm not on mute. Apparently McAllister's partner's having a baby. I don't know what our team was doing around Christmas time, if you think about it. Because I think Gravenberch had a baby last week. I think Curtis Jones had a baby maybe 2 weeks ago. And McAllister's having a baby today. So Christmas time? What was going on around Christmas time? Is that when we thrashed Leverkusen? It might have been. So yeah, our midfield was very, very proactive at Christmas, but it is what it is. Fish says Mimsy. I don't know what that means, but I'll take that as a compliment. Durwood says, hello, champion family. Hope you're good. Hope you're well. Fish says, first Mankio, then Karius, then Woodman, now Isak. So Mankio went to Newcastle, Karius went to Newcastle, but I don't get the Woodman link. You'll have to explain that. Fish says, turn myself into a poster boy. I know you want sauce. Well, you know me a bit too well. Durwood is so ready for this game to be over. Honestly, I'm ready for the transfer window to close too. Sick of this Isak nonsense. Same. It's just tiring, and then it's kind of seeing people argue about it kind of back and forth. It's like, yeah. I just want the transfer window to be done with, and then basically allowing us to progress to a stage where we have 2 games a week. That's the fun. That's the fun part, where you play on the weekend and you also play midweek. Fish says hat of the day. Maybe, possibly. I think you've seen this one before. Footy Flares says, say, come on, you Spurs for a gift. I'll say it anyway. You don't need to give a gift. I quite like Spurs, to be fair. I'm happy to see them doing well. Ridwan says, come on, Newcastle. Can't lie, I'm a bit nervous. I think we will win, but with McAllister out as well, I am a bit nervous. Fish has had an accident. Well, that's unfortunate. Is that out of excitement, or just or is that just a general thing? Yeah, so Bosley right back according to this. Gravenberch is back. They're just showing the lineups now. See if I can get it on the screen. So Newcastle have got Pope, Trippier, Shaw, Burn, Livramento, Guimaraes, Tonali, Joe Linton, Elanga, Gordon and Bonds. Okay, interesting. Gordon central. Liverpool have got Alisson, Szoboszlai, Konate, Van Dijk, Kerkez, Jones, Gravenberch. Worries me slightly, but it is what it is. Salah, Wirtz, Gakpo and Ekitike. Hopefully we can get an early goal. Fingers crossed. My name is Retep, which looks like Peter backwards, and I am evil. Does that mean the reverse of you? Does that mean Peter is good? Fish says watch new videos. I tried to watch it. I had no clue what was going on. I did watch it. It's a short, and I was I was trying to understand. You'll have to explain that to us. Bale fan edit says what's your opinion on Bale? Yeah, I thought Gareth Bale, I presume. Bale was good. He's probably one of the best British players that Britain has produced in a long time. I thought, especially in his last season at Spurs, I thought he was pretty much unplayable. So I understand why he got his move. Didn't quite work out for him at Madrid, but I thought especially at Spurs and especially in his last season, I was kind of in awe, to be honest. But they've kicked off here, so let's set the timer. Yeah, it's just I just missed the kickoff. It has kicked off. They've got a quarter. It looks like Elanga taking this corner. Cleared. Retep is the evil version of Peter Griffin. Evil how? Or do I not want to know? Pixel says, hey, how you doing? Hope you're good. How is Luchandos Los Diaz doing? Or is it, have I remembered that correctly? I hope they're doing good. What's Joe Linton doing there? Joe Linton just kicked Gakpo in the head. Joe Linton literally just kicked Gakpo in the head. Is he not getting anything for that? Fish says, my mom wants some cake backwards. No, cake is pretty good. Is there a particular type of cake that she likes? Or is it any type of cake? Durwood says, hey. Pixel says, I'm thinking of a Munoz-based pun for this season. Let me know if you think of one. Harry says, hello, how are you? I'm good. The usual. How are you? That's more important. Are you feeling any better? Yeah, it was. I mean, I'd argue if you hit someone in the chest, it's a high boot. He literally hit him in the face and nothing happened. Which is kind of nonsense. Fish says red card for Harry. For what? Harry hasn't done anything. Harry's getting a bit better. That's good to see. Hopefully that's the worst of it. The worst of it done with. Funny thing today, you can hear their fans. let's see how long that lasts. Counter attack here, but cleared. Verts has gone down now. I think. All I can see is the player's backside. I presume that's Verts. Yeah, that one was by Trippier. That one wasn't too bad, to be fair. I think that's just a coming together. Fish says, "Leave me in Slenderina." Is that one of the horror games you were recommending the other day? Yeah, Trippier's doing the Trippier one didn't look too bad, especially in comparison to the Joe Linton one. And free kick goes absolutely nowhere. Goal kick to Newcastle then. Newcastle do seem up for this, but let's see how long that lasts. Fish says Livramento is his son. That is valuable information. Free kick then, left hand side. Durwood hopes that Ekatike scores. Me too. Apparently they were booing him. I'm not sure why. Like he was never their player. So booing is kind of bizarre. Good defending by Kirkes there. Stop the counter attack. Jones just got in the way. All right, so Gravenberch gets booked, but Joe Linton didn't. What kind of nonsense is this? Honestly. Okay, it's a bad tackle to be fair, but even then, booking after 7 minutes. I'm not sure Mr. Hooper has control of this game, and in addition to that, I'm not sure Mr. Hooper has ever had control of a game. I don't know why he's still a referee after the whole Haaland thing, when Haaland was through on goal and he just blew the whistle for fun. Jenny says, "Come on, Newcastle, beginning you." Probably begging you, but you never know. Fish is saying apple. What's are you saying Simon Hooper's head is an apple? I mean, he's red, but he's not quite that red. Harry is playing COD. Nice. Which one? Are you playing Black Ops 6 or one of the older ones? Fish says we don't care. I feel like you do care slightly. Hooper has a camera on. Yeah, this new kind of ref cam thing. Jenny's saying, is Fish sunny? I don't think so, because they chat interesting things like Sunny does. No, I'm 99% sure it's a different person. Alan Shearer with about 5 wine glasses next to him. What's that about? Oh, right, he's sitting next to the bar. Fair enough. Harry's playing Black Ops 6 because Modern Warfare wasn't working, so deleted it. Fair enough. Well, it's good. It's good to hear that you're feeling. It's good to hear that you're feeling a bit better. I might be playing that tomorrow, maybe, or maybe the day after. We'll have to see. We can see what he sees, so there's no excuses. Very true. They will probably still make some sort of mistake. Harry says, I'll have to see if I can join you then. Yeah, it should be good. Should be good if you're around. Throw in then to Liverpool. Who's taking it? Possibly Kirk's possibly taking it. Jenny says red glasses, take them off. I haven't even said anything even vaguely biased. Fish says the referee is a tomato. Or is that an apple? Moldau is from the future. Saw the match yesterday, so they know the score. Verts with a shot, not bad. Durwood says, on a happier note, house is all signed for. Should have keys later tonight or tomorrow morning. Fantastic. Good to hear. Good to hear. Happy times await. Did you mention that you were going to move? Is it during the international break? But yeah, it's good kind of once everything's all sorted, then you can relax. So corner to Liverpool then. Cleared. Fish says it's Tupac's birthday. Oh, happy birthday to Tupac. Good defending by Gakpo. Jenny says, how missed that Newcastle? I'm probably going to see that in a bit. Finley says, well, we've had a really aggressive start, loving it. I'm surprised Joe Linton didn't get booked, but it is what it is. Since I earned early in getting it prepped, I'm probably move this week or maybe next week. Depends on how long it takes to get ready. Fair enough, makes sense. Exciting times, either way. Poor clearance by Salah. Yeah, that was a bad tackle by Gravenberch, to be fair. He did get booked for it, which I think is probably fair. Nah, that one was nothing. They're just showing the replay now. The Gravenberch tackle is bad, but the Szoboszlai one, Gordon just fell over. I mean, I'm not even sure if that one was a free kick. He is. This is literally one of the worst referees. Do you remember the? Well, you might remember because you support Man City. Do you remember the Haaland chant when Haaland was through on goal and Hooper just blew the whistle, and Haaland was like, "For what?" Free kick goes wide. Finley says, I can't believe we've actually had more than one decision go towards us this game. To be fair, the Gravenberch tackle was bad. It was kind of like a scissoring tackle, as you've seen. Durwood swears every LFC player is going to be booked by half time. It's certainly possible. Yeah, Hooper. I'm not convinced Hooper should be a Premier League referee. Tupac Fan TV says it's my birthday. I'm turning 21. I mean, that doesn't make sense because I thought you were Fish's dad. Yeah, he's not very good. I mean, English refs in general are pretty pants, but Simon Hooper in particular. Yeah, I know they're the same person. I'm just trying to catch Fish out on his storytelling. Tupac is saying Fish is 3. I'm pretty sure Fish is not 3. If Fish is 3, he'd be the smartest 3-year-old in the world. Is Alisson wearing a elastic band around his head, or is that a headband? Mason Jason Aviation, still the best username, says Hincapié to Arsenal. Here we go soon. Yeah, why are they buying another defender? What's this? What is this obsession with just buying as many defenders as they can? Have they not got like 10 defenders at this point? Like, what's going on? I'm a bit confused. Yeah, they are the same people. There's some other people as well. I can tell sometimes with some other people that it's actually the same person. Mason Jason says Chelsea always do it with midfielders. Yeah, certain teams seem to like players in a specific position. Liverpool had a phase where they were doing it with left wingers. There's a ref in La Liga. He takes no nonsense and follows by the book. There needs to be more of him. Yeah, I mean, we do need better standards of refereeing in the Premier League. It's super apparent as well. Whenever you have international tournaments like the World Cup or the Nations League or whatever, like generally speaking, the referee performances are fine, but then when there's a terrible performance, more often than not, it's a Premier League referee. Finley says that Estevar looked good the other day. Yeah, it looks like pretty good signing, to be fair. I think Chelsea have done quite well in the transfer market. Yeah, Liverpool got quite a few goalkeepers. Liverpool have got Alisson, they've got Mamardashvili, they've got Woodman, they've got Pesci, they've got who's that bloke on loan? I don't know if Pitaluga is still there as well. But yeah, we do seem to be holding goalkeepers. Tupac supports Armenia Bielefeld. I thought you supported Gornik, or do you support multiple teams? Freddie Woodman was such a weird signing. To be honest, I think they just signed him because he was English, and they needed to make up the quota. It feels a bit like kind of what Man City have with Scott Carson, where their third keeper is English, so he kind of makes up the numbers that way. Yeah, I was thinking about him, Pierluigi Collina. He was so good. He was on the front of a game. Was it Pro Evolution Soccer 5 or 6? I think it might have been a Pro Evolution Soccer 6, but yeah. When else have you ever seen a referee on the front of a computer game? Five plus injury time, yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. This hasn't looked terrible so far, but it has looked a bit disjointed. He was awful when he was coming up for us. Yeah, he played like one or two preseason games for us. It didn't look great. It felt like more of kind of, as I was saying, what's happening with the camera? The camera just pointed at the sky for no reason. Yeah, he played a preseason game. He didn't look all that great, to be honest. Finley says Liverpool struggling to step out, not like them. Yeah, looks a bit disjointed. They're trying to kind of play out the back. But without McAllister, they're lacking that connection between the defense and the attack. These camera people are terrible. Yeah, I don't know why he pointed the camera at the. I don't know why he pointed the camera at the sky. Yeah, if Gordon was the last one through there, then that's a valid booking. Kanate just kind of grabbed him by his shirt. Jenny says Liverpool all over plan, tell true. That is what I've been saying. Looks quite disjointed. Liverpool are trying to play out the back, but it's just not working. I appreciate McAllister's missing, but that shouldn't be an excuse. Like the whole thing can't go kaput just because one player's missing. Nick Pope's gloves are massive. It's like he's got clown hands. Liverpool counter here. Jones to Salah. Salah cuts inside. Don't shoot. Oh, and then he passes it and he loses it. Tupac had Fulham cake, yum yum in my tum. What is Fulham cake? Is this the Fulham cookie that you were referring to? Or is it like a specific type of cake? Jenny says Newcastle go to score while they on top. Yeah, I think Newcastle have been the better team. The only kind of hope we can have is that hopefully they tire themselves out. But they do seem good header by Gordon there, but just over the bar. They do seem to be playing with a bit more urgency. Jenny says, Liverpool keeper is class. Oh my God, yeah, he has saved us quite a few times over the years. Ilyas says, hi bro, score predictions for today. My prediction before the game was 2-0. And I'll stick with that. What do you think? Fish has had another accident. That's unfortunate. Good save by Allison. Aliyu Ahmed says, good luck, bro. Appreciate that. Jenny says Liverpool looks all at sea. Yeah, that's probably it's probably a good description. Jenny says, if you get a penalty, do you think Mo Overbar do you think Mo Overbar will take it? I think he will. I think he will. I kind of wish he doesn't take it. I kind of wish maybe Sabazlai or someone else take it. But I just think he would probably pull rank and take it, unfortunately. Taste the Testers says, how's it, man? All good. Pretty hot in the UK today. But other than that, pretty good. How's things with you? How was work on the Sunday? Hope it was good. Aliyu says, Liverpool go win. Yeah, let's hope so. Let's hope so. I still think they'll win. Again, not being biased, but I hope it's a case of Newcastle being like a boxer. You know, sometimes boxers can punch themselves out in like the second round, third round. That's probably the best we can hope for. Brian thinks it will be 4-3 Liverpool. That's a classic scoreline. There's been so many 4-3 Liverpools. One of the earliest games I actually remember ever watching was Liverpool 4, Newcastle 3. And I think it was in the 90s. And Stan Collymore scored at the end. So it would be funny if we had another 4-3. Finley says Trippier's been solid. Yeah, he's looked quite assured. That is idiotic by Konate. I almost wish Newcastle scored just to punish that silly mistake. They don't score. But Konate needs to wake up. Because that is not the first game where he's been half asleep. Jenny says you'll keep a man of the match already. Yeah, we've had quite a few games where he has just saved us time and again, and then we get one lucky goal. Why are there like 4 Liverpool players like standing right next to each other? That is bizarre. Taste the Tester says it was good. I was off today. So I caught up. On some good rest. Good to hear, man. Always good to have a rest, especially after having work a few days in a row. Durwood says they really need to get rid of Konate. He's a player like 66. Yeah, he's playing a bit brain dead like 66 was doing last year. You know, when sometimes you feel like their mind is on other things. Speaking of 66, apparently he came on for the last 5 minutes yesterday. He's been dropped for Carvajal, so that's quite funny. Brian says that season, I'm sure there was 2 matches that ended 4-3 against Newcastle. That rings a bell. I certainly remember one. That's like my earliest kind of the earliest kind of picture image I have in my head is of Stan Collymore celebrating that. Aliu says 1-2 Liverpool. Jenny says what goal Liverpool? Jenny's typically ahead. Jenny's streams are typically ahead. Are you saying Liverpool have scored? Verts to Salah, Sabazlai. Durwood saying let's go, and I've just seen Sabazlai kick it out. How? I need to find a means to. It's great being so far behind. Okay, what about this? Jones. Jenny said Liverpool has scored, and Durwood has said Liverpool has scored. Gravenberch, oh nice, what a goal. Taste the Testers also say Liverpool have scored. Gravenberch, fresh from paternity leave, scores a long shot goal. Let's go, as Durwood said. Seeing the replay, Gakpo passed it to Gravenberch. Yeah, it was a bit weird, wasn't it? As kind of Finley is saying. Was that Bruno? Like Bruno Guimaraes was on him, but it kind of didn't get close enough. Yeah, it didn't really get close to him. Joe Linton went to kind of block the far post, but Gravenberch went near post. That's a surprise because Gravenberch doesn't really score. Those seats, I gotta say, look proper comfortable at St James's Park. You know the manager seats where Arne Slot is sitting. They look like proper comfortable seats. Jenny says, how are you winning this by what goal? I mean, my prediction before the game and also 5 minutes ago was that Liverpool would win 2-0. Even when we were getting battered, I was saying it could be like a boxer who punches themselves out. Or like a UFC fighter sometimes. They go very hard round 1, round 2, and then they're just tired. Pro Skills says, hello, how are you, bro? Did you watch latest Man City versus Tottenham? I didn't see that one. I wasn't home that day. But I did watch something that day. I think we watched the Barcelona game that day. But yeah, I heard that Man City lost, which is unfortunate. Jenny's very happy about that. But I think all things considered, I think Man City will be back with a vengeance in the next game. They're going to try and avenge that loss. Finley says Bruno just didn't even try to stop the shot. Yeah, he kind of weirdly didn't get close enough, which is odd. Jenny says Liverpool or Liverpool keeper. Pint, oh my god. Do you mean our keeper's amazing? Because he does save us quite often. Taste the Test, it says 3-0 to Liverpool. I wouldn't mind that. I went with a more conservative 2-0, but 3-0 I'd be delighted with. Pro Skill says, I think Man City will not win the Premier League this season. Yeah, I don't think they'll win the league. But I think they will. I think they will do quite well. I think they'll comfortably get top 4. Who do you think will win the league? I'd still go for Liverpool to win the league overall, but what do you think? Jenny's not very happy. Jenny supports Man United. Pro Skill says, what do you think of the Premier League winner this season? I would go for Liverpool to win it again. Especially if Liverpool get Isak. Good defending by Szoboszlai there. I think especially if Liverpool get Isak, then I'd put Liverpool as favourites. I think Man City could get second. But it's going to be tight between Man City and Arsenal. I think what we have at least put to bed is Man United winning the league, because their fans seem to think in the summer that they were going to win the league. And I think all of us with a bit of common sense said that's not going to happen. Finley says Wirtz is terrible. That little Rabona thing he just tried was awful. It's like, bro, keep it simple. He seems to be trying a bit too hard to impress, and then it just doesn't come off. This ref cam is pretty cool. Like seeing their hands is a bit weird, but it is pretty cool. Taste the Tester says all depends who wins their first 10 games. Yeah. Quite often those first 10 games can kind of set the scene for kind of how it's going to work, which kind of makes things all the more important early on. It's why having a good start is so important. Pro Skill says Arsenal trust on process. I mean, Arsenal will be dangerous. I just think Arteta needs to be a bit less pragmatic and just go for the jugular a bit more, be a bit more attacking. Sometimes I find he's a bit too defensive, but I certainly think they've got the players to do it. Like if you just look at their squad on paper, they've got a very good squad, and not just a very good squad, to be fair. Also very good bench. Jenny says you said support Man United. I don't know what that means. Pro Skills thinks Gyökeres will be an amazing player to watch. I mean, he got two goals the other day, so he's off to a pretty good start, all things considered. Dave says Liverpool don't deserve to be winning. I agree with you 100%. We do not deserve to be winning. Newcastle have been the better team. Curtis Jones is trying to swallow the post there, which is interesting. This game is calling for a Murphy cross to Gordon or Barnes. I can see that happening. C. Zug says, what about the Epstein files? Well, I think we all want to see those files. Unfortunately, I think they're doing a hatchet job. I think they'll probably eventually end up releasing them, but severely redacted with all the important points removed. But to be fair, like Mr. Cankles has got like 6 months left anyway. You said I support Man United. Oh, that would have been a slip of the tongue. Did I say you support Man United, or did somebody else? I know that you support City. If I said that, it would have been I would have meant to have said Man City. Let's talk about Champions League. What do you think of the winners? I mean, I think Liverpool have a good shot, but it's tough to say because I think a lot of the Champions League is dependent on the draw that you get, if you know what I mean. So like two big hitters could be drawn against each other early on, whereas another team can get easy draws and get to the final. So I think Champions League is very hard to predict because it's highly dependent on the kind of draw that you get. Arteta gone, they win the league. Yeah, I agree. I think any more attacking coach will win the league. Yeah, if I said Man United, that would have been an accident. I meant Man City. I mean, Jenny was saying she went to their game the other day, so yeah. If I said Manchester United, I would have meant Manchester City. Taster Tester says Arteta, who was once the student, has now become the master. I think he's still got a few steps to fulfill to become the master. I think if he wins a major, like a Premier League or a Champions League, then I think then he would have become the master. Benjamin says, saw you and your boyfriend in town yesterday, bro. That's a surprise. I thought you were my boyfriend. So we must have walked past the shop whilst we were holding hands. It must have been your reflection. They'll get leaked if anything. Yeah, not a chance. Yeah, I think what they'll probably end up doing is like they'll redact them. They'll like cut bits out. You know, they'll cut all the kind of the bits, all the kind of incriminating bits out and say there they are, and you know what I mean. Like they'll release an edited version. But to be fair, I don't think he's got long left anyway. Because I swear, like he looks like a stone. He looks like a stone lighter than he did like last month. PSG looks like the real deal. Yeah, PSG. PSG got that winner's mentality. Pro Skills says Liverpool could win it this year, but Salah Christmas curse came in between. Yeah. Just seeing this replay. Ooh, bit of a late tackle there by Gordon. Is that kind of what you guys are referring to there? Jenny saying should be red, going to be red here. VAR. Dawood says it's really it's really on now. Yeah, I'm just seeing the VAR kind of. The VAR. Yeah, that's a red because he's high with the boot. The boot is on the back of the knee, roughly. That to me is a red, but it wouldn't surprise me if Simon Hooper would Simon Hooper it. Pro Skills thinks this year's Champions League is going to be amazing. Every club is strong and well balanced. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. Premier League is nice, but Champions League nights are what I find the most exciting. 100%. Jenny says Newcastle down 10 men. Nelson subbed. Appreciate that, Nelson. Very kind of you. Testers thinks it will be an Arsenal versus Liverpool Champions League final. It's possible. They're two of the best teams in the world. I just think it's dependent on how the draws work out. Like, but by sheer chance, like Liverpool and Arsenal could be drawn in the semis, for example. So then it just makes things a lot tougher. Finley says never the red. That's a red for me, Finley. I feel like I've been fair to the Geordies, saying Gravenberch was a booking, Kanate was a booking, but that to me is a red. Pixel says send him off. He's walking off. He's walking off. Chai Vekama Illa says, got any advice for me? Hoping to do a PG MBA in reputed universities. I'm from India. Ways to attain a scholarship and ways to manage financial states. MBA is like a postgraduate degree, isn't it? Have you got like an undergraduate degree? So I guess that would be my first question. And what did you do your undergraduate degree in? And once you get the MBA, how are you intending to use that? That would be the question. Nelson says, what are your first thoughts? What are your thoughts on Isak's message? Is this the Instagram one, Nelson, from a couple of days back? I mean, it's interesting. He's essentially saying that they had an agreement for Isak to go, and Isak held up his side of the agreement, but Newcastle didn't. So that's a bit disappointing that Newcastle didn't hold up their side of the bargain. And he's also saying that, you know what, I'm never gonna play for Newcastle ever again. So like at this point, being honest, I feel like Newcastle have to sell him, because if they keep him, then he's not going to play for them, so they're just going to lose money. And additionally, they're not going to be able to buy a replacement because this depreciating asset is still on their books. So that's the second issue. And thirdly, my other concern would be any future strikers would look at that and be like, you know what? If I go to Newcastle, they're not ever gonna let me go. So if I was Sesko, or if I was, I don't know, Hinge Cappe, I know he's a defender, and if I looked at the Isak situation as a prospective new player, I'd say I don't want to go there, because when I leave, they're gonna keep me prisoner. So I think the right thing to do is just to take the money and move on. That's what I would say. Jenny says all day red. Oh my God, Val red. I mean, if Jenny's saying it's a red, then it's got to be a red, to be fair. Fish says your goat. It would have to be, in terms of football in general, it would be Messi. In terms of Liverpool, it will be Gerrard. Dawood says red, 100% red. Pro Skills predicts Barcelona or Real Madrid or any of them to be in the Champions League final. Xabi will make Gula a monster. I think it's possible. Again, it's the trouble with cup competitions is it's highly dependent on how the draws work out, if you know what I mean. So Real Madrid could get Barcelona in the first knockout round, and maybe Barcelona get through. Then the next game could be PSG Barcelona, and then PSG get through. You know what I mean? So it makes it very difficult to predict. Yeah, if Jenny's saying it's a red, then it's definitely a red. Taste the Testers just subbed. A fantastic stream as always. Appreciate that, and appreciate you also. Thank you very much. Yeah, this guy also got sent off. There's gonna be conspiracy theories now, isn't it? Like, we can hear it. There's gonna be conspiracy theories. That he did it deliberately, and to be honest, I was kind of thinking that, I can't lie. But there will be conspiracy theories. Jenny thinks I support Everton. You know me better than that, Jenny, especially given the shirt I'm wearing. Nelson says yes. Fish says, what happened to my boy Gordon? He got sent off. Terrible challenge. Jenny says, what you say that if Liverpool did that? I'd be honest, like with the Gravenberch thing, I said that's a clear yellow. And with the Kanate, I said that's a clear yellow. I feel like I'm quite honest. Taster Testers says, I think they must sell Isak. A player who doesn't play loses confidence. I agree with you, 100%. And I think additionally, I feel like having a player who doesn't want to be there, I think it's bad for the morale of the team. Because you'll have certain people who support him and you'll have certain other players who don't support him. So in effect, you're splitting your team into two as well. But the team needs to be homogenized. That's the wrong verb. But the team needs to be one. But I bet you internally at Newcastle, you've got the pro Isak players and you've got the anti Isak players. And until he's gone, they're not going to come together as one. So it's an unfortunate situation, but I genuinely think they just need to sell him. James, how you doing, James? James says first decision the ref got right. I was worried he would mess that up, especially when he got the card out and the first one he pulled out his pocket was yellow, and I was thinking, oh my god, please don't book him. But I'm glad a red was the correct decision. Finley, to be fair, has been bigging up Asula. So if the GOAT Asula comes on and scores, we'll say Finley was correct. Liverpool versus Madrid in the final would be interesting. It would be interesting. 66 would pull a sickie, wouldn't he? 66 will say, me hips hurting. Me hips hurting. 66 don't want that Gakpo smoke or that Rio smoke. Pro Skills says Mbappe left PSG for Champions League, but Champions League is won by his former club. So Real Madrid are under the Mbappe curse. It is quite funny. Even if you think back to 2005, Michael Owen left Liverpool to go to Real Madrid, and Liverpool won the Champions League that year. So there's a bit of what's the word? It's a similar situation if you think about it. It is quite funny, I can't lie. Ehsan says never a red. Nah, I think that's a clear red for me. Gordon to Liverpool. Here we go. Well, there is a spot available on the left. So if he wants to reunite with his Bezzy Curtis, we have a spot for him. The co-owner apparently went to Isak's house today. Is that the Newcastle co-owner? I've heard he's at the ground. My thing all along is that I think the deal is done, but they're just waiting for this game to get out the way first. That's kind of what I feel like. Pro Skill says history repeating itself. It certainly looks like that. Taste the Testers says, I think because Rashford is now at Barcelona, they won't get far. Look at the other night against Levante. As soon as he came off, the whole tempo changed. Yeah, and I remember you made that point. I think, and it was a good point where we were watching the game. And Rashford was diabolical. If I recall, Lamine Yamal, who was on the right hand side, was being double marked, which meant Rashford on the left hand side was free. And anytime Rashford got the ball, he lost it. And then Rashford got substituted, and as soon as Rashford got substituted, Barcelona scored 2 goals in about 5 minutes. I remember you saying that, and I was like, that's a good point. The funny thing about Rashford is even Man United fans don't want him back. And Pro Skills is saying, yes, I also believe Rashford is not what Barcelona needs here. I think they just got him because they didn't have to pay a transfer fee. I think they appreciate they have to pay his wages, but I think they just got him because he was quote-unquote free. James says, Isak doing this to get a move to Liverpool, and you can bet your bottom dollar he'll do the same to Liverpool if Barcelona or Madrid come in for him. It's certainly a possibility. From my perspective, though, like, I'm a bit weird in the sense that I don't have any personal attachment to a player. So if he was to do the same to Liverpool, and we were to get maybe not 130 million, if we were to get 80 million or 100, I'd be like, okay, bye, goodbye, have fun. So that personally wouldn't bother me. It only tends to bother me when they go on a free. That's when I get annoyed. But if we were to get money for him, I'd be like, all right, thanks for the memories, but goodbye. Co-owner of Newcastle, but he sold his house. That's a fair point. I think Isak might have been renting it though. I think a lot of these players, I think they actually rent, which is a bit weird. But yeah, we'll have to see. I think that deal had a large dependency on this game, so hopefully things pick up tomorrow. Someone called Gordon Claire Baltic. He does look like her, to be fair. Yeah, he does. Anthony Gordon, here we go. For a second, I was wondering, how do you know who Claire Bowling is? But then she does sport, doesn't she? But yeah, that's a pretty dead ringer. Pro Skills says, do you watch Messi Inter Miami games? I would love to. A lot of it is kind of down to the timing. So I'm in England. I typically watch Premier League and La Liga. And that's mostly down to timing. So a lot of the American games, they start when I'm asleep. But like if something was on at like a reasonable time, then certainly watch it. Dan says, hey guys, how you doing, Dan? Hope you're well. I hope all is well in sunny Banbury. Fish says, which striker would you bring back? Ex-Liverpool. Oh, still playing. Oh, you got me at the end. They're still playing. The still playing clause makes it so difficult. Let me just pause or... Oh, bollocks. Let me just set the timer back. Is there anyone who's kind of still playing as a Liverpool striker? Who we'd want? Firmino, no. Sterling, no. Suarez, no. Nobody really jumps out from a still playing perspective. How good was Waltman? Didn't really see much of him, to be honest. Pro Skills says Al Nassr games or any highlights. I'll watch the highlights. The next day. But to be honest, it's sometimes the timings don't line up, which kind of makes it a bit more difficult. Dan, we have absolutely no idea what that means. Jody Boy says, up the Toon, man. I mean, the Toon have been doing quite good, like. I mean, they've been playing well. They've been the better team. They've literally been the better team. Do you think 2023 Ballon d'Or was fair? I can't remember that, to be fair. You'll have to remind me what happened. Pixel says Kwanzaa I'd get back. I know he has a buyback. I think Fish's question had a striker. Which striker would you bring back still playing? And I was going through the list of them. Firmino, no. Sterling, no. Mane, no. Is Danny Ings still? Maybe Solanke? Dom Solanke, maybe? There's an answer. And I should have known, because that's your favorite. That's Fish's favorite player. So maybe that's why you engineered that question, so that I'd say your favorite player. I can't believe I forgot him. I genuinely can't even believe I forgot him. That's like crazy. I'm like Sterling or maybe Firmino, but yeah, maybe Diaz. Kaya is saying Suarez. D is saying right. What made the question a lot more difficult was the clause at the end there, so that it has to be a player who's still playing, and I was like But yeah, probably Diaz. Solanke would be position number 2, I think. Testers can go 2 ways. If you're looking for a player who's not selfish, then he would choose Messi. But if you want someone who has done more with clubs he has been in, then I choose Ronaldo. I think that's fair. Those two in particular, they can be the subject of intense debate with respect to one of two camps. But for me, like, if you pick either of them, like, it's fine. Like, it's a logical answer. Sometimes to Ronaldo fans, if you say Messi, it's the craziest thing in the world. And sometimes to Messi fans, if you say Ronaldo, it's the craziest thing in the world. I think they're both like good answers. So I think that makes sense. Fish saying pick 2, yeah, Diaz and Solanke. It's in Spanish. That makes sense. Yeah, it was a horrible challenge. It was high. It was just below the knee. You've seen those kind of tackles do a fair bit of damage. Gio, aka Milos Kerkez, aka Hugo Ekitike, reckon Dan Burn could get sent off. Yeah, if he's already on a yellow, he's gonna need to behave himself. Taster Testers would bring back Henderson. We'll have to see how he does at Brentford. It seems the Brentford fans have taken a liking to him, which is positive. Crazy FC guy, aka Florian Wirtz, says, did you see Gordon versus Van Dijk? Yeah, horrible tackle. Sometimes I don't like when they slow it down, because I think the kind of seriousness of the tackle is dependent on kind of how fast it was. Like, if I do that, it's not going to hurt you. But if I do that, it's gonna hurt you. So I wanna see the actual speed of it, which is why when they slow it down, suddenly it irks me because then I can't see how hard it was. But based on what I could gather by the slow motion replay, it looked pretty bad. It was high. Gordon seemed to be kind of accelerating. I've seen those kind of tackles do a lot of damage. So I hope Van Dijk is okay. Pro Skills says both are GOAT. It should not be debated, and I think they both should be respected. Yeah, that's the thing. I agree with you. I think they're both amazing players. Sometimes the intensity of the debate I find so weird. It's like one person is saying Ronaldo, and the other person is saying Jimmy Traore or something. It's like, no, they're both very good. Jenny is gutted, which brings me happiness. I can see Gakpo, Ekitike. Ekitike scored. Oh God! Of all the players to score, is he getting booed? Boo! Boo! Oh God! I can't react too much because Finley is a very civilized and nice person, so I'll keep myself in check. But I did say 2-0 at the start, and Taste the Tester said 3-0. Nice finish by Ekitike. Ekitike is quite a smart striker. Like, he didn't go for the far post, he went for the near post. Is this like a tactical instruction? Because Gravenberch went near post, and Ekitike also went near post. Is this a tactical instruction for them that the coaching staff have said to shoot at your near post because what's his face doesn't dive there particularly well? Derwood is thrilled, good to hear. Jenny is gutted, which is good to hear. I feel like Jenny's stream is like ahead of real life because Jenny's like always the first one. What's Kanate done there? What's he doing there? Yeah, I can't lie. That looked a bit dodgy. Was it Harvey Barnes running through and Kanate kind of pushed him? Liverpool score again. Taster's prediction is 5-0 now. Wow. You did do a prediction maybe like a few weeks ago. And I remember you were like 100% correct with that. So if it is 5-0, all my predictions in the future will just be whatever Taste the Tester says, because he knows what he's on about. He keeps getting predictions right. Pro Skill says there's a guy in India. When he was asked Messi or Ronaldo, he said Rashford. Well, no comment. My mom always taught me if I have nothing nice to say, just don't say anything. This is one of those moments. Can I just say, I did float the idea at the start of the game, when we were getting battered. I said, is this like a boxer punching himself out? Because Newcastle's intensity was crazy. Finley says, both your goals snuck in off the post, so annoying. Understandable. What I also find interesting is like they shot near post for both of them. Like even when like the striker's foot is like going that way, like they deliberately shot near post. I wonder if that's a tactical instruction or if I'm looking too much into it. Derwood keeps rewinding them showing Eddie Howe, and I wish I could read lips. If you figure it out, let us know. I'm curious as to kind of what he's saying. Thank you very much. I stopped it and then I forgot to restart it. There we go. Probably just an instinct trick for the keeper, says Finley. Could be. Fish says Burn lost a finger. That's unfortunate. Okay, Liverpool look like they're on the ascendancy now. So Bosley's cross cleared. Why have I like... I've still got this on my screen. And like... I'm trying to watch the match, but like this picture was just staring at me. Of Anthony Gordon. Why is this like a thing? Why would anybody want like a Claire Boulding mask? I need to close this tab because she's scaring me a bit. Taste the Tester says there was a lady in China that was asked if she loved all animals. Then the guy asked which animal is your favorite, and she said roasted chicken. clearly thinking with her stomach, which is understandable, I guess. Okay, we do seem to be on top now. I think they really need to get a third goal. But not with a pass like that. Jenny says, Grimsby, you doing the game? Hope they win on Wednesday. I'm not sure yet. I'll have to see how I feel on Wednesday. The thing is, like, I've got a bad feeling about that. Like, I've got a bad feeling that they'll win because it's Grimsby and like Grimsby are League 2. You know what I mean? And then I have to sit through watching Brian Mbeumo waddle his way into the goal. Ooh, 1-2 with Wirtz and Ekitike. The best referee ever, Pierluigi Collina, yeah. Him and his bald head are sorely missed. Syrup on pancakes, I love that username. Says, come on, 2-0. Yeah, I'm loving it. Oh, they're showing the owner. The owner is there. Oh man, I really want some pancakes now. You know what? You know what's also nice? Ice cream on pancakes. Have you tried ice cream on pancakes? Pretty good. Because the pancakes are hot and obviously the ice cream's cold. Jenny says, no one mess with him. Yeah, Kalina. Yeah, you would never really see players talk back to him. Proper ref. Dawood says you can only hear the Liverpool fans singing Campeones. So there's just like a faint little group in the corner of St. James's Park. Syrup on pancakes says that we need to use the space more. In my opinion, yeah. Especially since they've gone a man down. We need to make use of the extra space that we have and then hopefully get a third goal. And then we should be good. Fish is sleeping on the floor. I've done that once. It's very uncomfortable. I would not recommend it. Jenny says, who you got at the weekend? Liverpool. Liverpool have Arsenal. Liverpool have Arsenal on Sunday, which is fantastic. To be honest, it's probably a good time to be playing Arsenal, because I think Saka is out. There's a rumor Odegaard could be out, so it's probably a good time to play them, all things considered. But yeah, that's Sunday 4:30. Kalina was black belt third Dan. Well, that's probably why nobody wanted to mess with him. Mark says, "Is Isak coming?" I think so. I think there was just a dependency on this game, and they showed the kind of, I don't know if he's the owner, but the Saudi Newcastle guy, like he's in the crowd, and the rumor is that they were kind of sorting out details of the transfer today, and that's why he's there. So hopefully next few days that will pick up. So goal kick though for Newcastle. Oh, what are you saying, Jenny? Get in Newcastle 2-1. Have they scored? Have they scored when we have a man? We have a man advantage. That's just lazy. Mark says, "What about Gahey?" I'm hoping that gets done as well. There's a rumor that City might be in for him, but I'm hoping we can get that done. Dan Burns scored. Durwood's not happy. I mean, conceding when they have 10 men and when you're on top, that's annoying as hell. I think I'm seeing it now because they're taking a throw in. Long throw in. What happened there? Was it Bruno? That looked like it was Bruno. It looks like it looks like it was Bruno. It looked like a bit of a mix up in the box. But we'll have to see what happened. Throw in. Headed out by Gravenberch. Crossed back in. Yeah, I think Bruno just basically, to be fair, kind of got the better of Kerkez. And that's not like a foul or anything. That's just Bruno using his physicality. Kerkez should have defended that better. But it's 2-1. Finley loves Bruno so much, man. Bruno looked very happy to score that, to be fair. Jenny says, "Come on, the Toon Man." I'm more annoyed now that we've let them score when we're 2-0 up and they only have 10 men. Like, if they scored in the first half, it would have been like fair enough. Yeah, to be fair, Newcastle have been better, especially in the first half. Yeah, probably fair, all things considered. But just like from a situational perspective, it's a bit annoying. Like when they're 2-0 up and they have an advantage of an extra player. When you said 2-2, the only thing I saw was 2-2, and I thought, oh my god, is it 2-2? Finley's. I do like. It is a good kit, to be fair. I especially like the color. Like your color with like the blue stripe in it. It looks way better. Our color is just a plain white color, and like it looks like what like what a priest wears. Or it just looks like a bit of plastic, but at least yours has like a bit of color on it. They're both Adidas, but even then, yeah, it's subtle, and like sometimes subtle is kind of all you need. It annoys me like how our color is just plain white. It just looks bad. Like it's fine, but maybe like on ours they put like a red strip or I don't know something. It's just it irks me. Like this. This is better. Fish vid name characters. Is that the video you posted? I have no idea what's going on in that. The referee cam is good, but it's a bit weird. It'll take a bit of getting used to. Taste the Tester says, what do you think of the new match ball sponsors? To be honest with you, I haven't really noticed it. Who is the match ball sponsor? Oh, the ball looks pretty cool. They're showing like a replay of it. Magmax says score. It should be on the top. But it's 2-1 to Liverpool. The little weapon. Fish says, what happened to new vid? What new vid? From me or from you? Magmac says, yes, can't see at work on phone. I'll keep you updated. Newcastle also have 10 men. Anthony Gordon got sent off for them. Is this Mo Salah? Yes, it is. Mo Salah, if he doesn't stick to his strict diet. I think it was Adidas, but now it's Puma. Okay, nice. They seem to they seem to be doing quite a good job. Ball looks pretty good. Fish says, what's wrong with my new vid? I didn't really understand it. I may need to go back and watch it again. Alison saved you there, like if that was still in. That's the story of our lives more often than not. it's Alison saving us. Oh God, they almost scored from a corner. Magmax says thank yous. No worries. It was Nike. It was Nike, not Adidas, but in my opinion, Nike is better. Yeah, Nike are cool. They are. I guess they are the market leader for a reason. Fitch says, watch it now, please. I'm kind of in the middle of something, but I'll try watching it later. Yeah. It's like, lucky for Alisson, he stopped that going in. Opinion on Blackburn Rovers. I mean, there must be a good club because I think we've loaned Harvey Elliott to them. and also Tyler Morton. So there must be a well-run club if we deal with them. Magmac says that's what good goalkeepers are for. Very true. They are worth their weight in gold. Alisson saves us like so many times. Like quite often you'll see the score, and it will be like 3-0 Liverpool. But what the score doesn't show quite often is that Alisson saved 3 goals for the other team. Jenny says, how are you winning this? Through sheer luck, to be honest. Like, overall, Newcastle have probably been better team. Jenny says, you doing the Champions League draw still? Yes. That was a good suggestion. Good suggestion that you made yesterday. I need to create a thumbnail for it and all that. But yeah, I shall be doing that. Yeah, we've had a young centre-back last season. Can't remember his name though. Our captain came from your academy. Nice. Yeah, Liverpool and Blackburn have a good relationship. Fish says, Google tuna melt. I know what that is. Yeah, Miles is on. If they Spursy this, I'm not going to be happy. Yeah, to be honest, it's not even 11v11. It feels like Liverpool have the man disadvantage. That goal is just... I felt like Liverpool were on top, especially after the Ekitike. Oh, that was close. Especially after the Ekitike goal. And then Bruno got 1 goal back. And now Newcastle are playing... and now Newcastle are looking like they're on top, even though they've got 1 less player. Taste the Tester says, next season, David Raya to Liverpool. Look what happened to Ramsdale. Was number 1 at Arsenal. Now sold. So if you were to sell David Raya, is there anyone in particular you'd want to get in as a replacement? I mean, Donnarumma's available, but it looks like he's going to Man City. I don't know if you remember him. His name's Lewis Travis. Been here for 10 years at Christmas time. I think I remember him. Did he have like dark hair? I know that doesn't really narrow it down, to be fair. But vaguely rings a bell. Yeah, I can't be Spursing this. Last 5 minutes possession, Liverpool 10%, Newcastle 90%. and Newcastle have 1 less player. So it's like, guys, don't F this up. Like, especially when you have a player advantage. Like if it was equal and they drew, it'd be like, fine, these things happen. Yeah, he does have dark hair, defensive midfielder, central midfielder, leaving us this window for a worse team. Well, that's unfortunate. Hopefully in time he will appreciate the career he had at Blackburn. Goal kick. Why did they keep showing Alan Shearer? Like, I don't care. Just show the game. They keep zooming in on Alan Shearer pondering what he's gonna have for dinner. It's like this show, like, and they cut to Alan Shearer like as soon as Pope was about to take the goal kick. Like, if you want to cut to Alan Shearer, do it when the ball's out. Taster Testers said we'd probably buy Donnarumma from Man City when when he becomes useless to them. That's a good point, to be fair. Yeah, you'll have to resist the temptation to do that. Do you reckon you will get Isak, or is it done now? I reckon we will. I had a feeling that there was just a dependency on getting this game out of the way first, and then after that things would ramp up. So that's what I think will happen. Is this game crying out for Rio Ngamoa? Surely with his pace, he can exploit a team which has 10 men on the pitch, you'd think. This has to be the game for Rio. Fish, please do not eat plugs. They're not for human consumption or for fish consumption. So this game's a battle for Isak. To be honest, I think it will probably happen regardless of that. I think it was more a case of just, and again, I could be talking nonsense. I think I felt like it was more a case of just getting this out of the way. I was thinking Rio and or Chiesa. Yeah, we need a bit of energy up front, I think. I feel like Szoboszlai's done quite well at right back, to be fair to him. Odegaard will play against Liverpool on Sunday, but Saka is definitely out for a few weeks. I see. Yeah, there was a rumor that both could be out, but it looks like Odegaard's gonna recover in time. Yeah, I think Saka might also miss the international fixtures as well. I think I was reading. I mean, that's a big blow, to be fair. I know Saka isn't everyone's cup of tea, but I think he's a very dangerous player. Especially how he turned Robertson inside out last year. I appreciate Robertson doesn't start for us anymore, but even then. Which manager will be sacked first this season? Probably Graham Potter at West Ham. I think Ruben Amorim will get sacked at Man United, but he won't be the first. But yeah, probably Graham Potter. What do you think? Joe Linton gets tackled and he's holding his face. I don't think anyone touched him in the face. There's nothing in that. There's nothing in that with him and Gravenberch. Yeah, they're Joe Linton's down. Fish's favourite food is chicken, cake, cigarettes, apples, cats. Interesting. Plugs, chicken. Is that a donut or is that a fish? Some sort of drink. I think that's bubble tea. A smiley face, a cake, a sad face, a cake, a crying face, and a Slovenia flag. I'm glad to know that you like eating the Slovenia flag. Durwood thinks the Newcastle fans jinx their own players. It's certainly possible. I think we just need to hold on now. Jacob Ramsey's coming on. Is that your goat? Is that your goat? Finley's goat. Osula's coming on. Fish says Tesco. Yes, that water is from Tesco. Taster Tester thinks Ruben Amorim will be first. Man United owners running out of patience. That seems to be the pattern with them. In the sense that they roughly run out of patience, and then they give the manager, whether it's Amorim or Ten Hag, they give that manager £200 million, and then after he spends their money, then they fully run out of patience and they get rid of him. So yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. I think he'll be gone before. I think he'll be gone before Christmas either way. Newcastle making quite a few subs. Mikey says, "All right, how are you? Hope you're good." Finley is so excited for Ramsey. Is this his debut or did he play? I think this might be his debut, or I could be wrong. Harvey Barnes is coming off. Joe Linton's off for Ramsey. Trippier's off for Hall, and Barnes is off for the GOAT Osula. The other night you made a prediction for tonight, wasn't it 2-1? It might have been. I think it was 2-0 to be fair. So I thought I was correct before Liverpool failed to defend and let Guimaraes score. There's a chance I may have said 2-1 the other day, but to be fair, today I said 2-0. So not quite as accurate as I was hoping. Curtis Jones passed the ball. Oh, God, gets on my nerves so much. He always passes the ball like 3 seconds too late. Like Ekatike is making a run, he's through on goal, but this idiot decides to do step overs. So just pass it to him, he's right there. And the reason why this annoys me is he does this every single game. Just pass the damn ball. Like the Ekatike is in so much space. But like his brain, Curtis Jones' brain just can't compute. And this is a common theme. Every single game. He just takes too long just to pass the ball. We almost got Amorim, yeah. Happy slot was the decision. Especially with this weird formation that Amorim plays. I don't know how stubbornly he's going to stick with it, but just having two midfielders is absolutely insane. And even in the post-match interview, where the Fulham players were doing, they said that, we knew that we just had to get in behind their two midfielders because their 5 defenders don't push up. So like even the players of other teams are exploiting it. Chiesa's coming on. Connor Bradley's coming on. Oh, I said 2-1. Okay, I'll take that. Sure, head injury is just a casual game. Yeah, it looks like a unfortunate coming together. Bring on Malik, please, Eddie, says Finley. Yeah, I saw Chiesa and Bradley warming up. And I saw Rio just sitting there, thinking, I've got school tomorrow. but I'd love to get a few minutes. I wonder who's coming off. Maybe Gravenberch might be coming off because he's got a booking, and I think this might be his first game. And then maybe Szoboszlai moves into midfield. Wirtz is coming off for Bradley. Ekitike is coming off for Chiesa. Okay. Chiesa maybe down the middle. Szoboszlai maybe number 10. And Bradley maybe right back. I want to see when they will blame their players. There's gonna be like paranoia that Gordon did it deliberately. I can feel it already. Fish with a chicken and a monkey. Score, says the LC. 2-1 to Liverpool. 2-1 to Liverpool. Newcastle have 10 men, but Newcastle are playing better. Good bit of play by Dan Burn. LC says, has Ekitike scored by any chance? He has. He scored the second goal. Which was kind of funny, I can't lie. I'm talking about United. Oh, yeah. Fair enough, yeah. I want to see when they will blame their players, yeah. I guess it's applicable to United as well. I mean, they've bought some good forwards, but they just haven't strengthened the midfield. And I think by having just two midfielders, it's like those midfielders, they have to do extra work. So they need a specific type of midfield. The LC is very happy about his FPL. I presume he has Ekitike in it. Ekitike looks like a very good pick for FPL, all things considered. Because he probably would have been quite cheap, but he seems to be getting a couple of goals. So, good pick there. We still need a Salah goal, we do. We need a bit of involvement from him at the very least. He seemed a bit quiet. Here's Szoboszlai. Redders absolutely loves Federico Chiesa. Me too. I think Chiesa is a good player. He's got a good attitude. Seems to always get a goal whenever he's given an opportunity. So let's hope for more of the same today. Yeah, that's the Chiesa song. Chiesa just getting fouled there. Fish is going to sleep. Take care, Fish. Sorry, 2-pack. And Fish also loves Chiesa. Come on, seven-ish minutes left of normal time. Ooh, poor defending, Chiesa. Ooh, good defending though by Dan Burn with that tackle. Redders says that Gravenberch goal was great though. Yeah, nice shot outside the box. I was surprised he went near post instead of far post. But a goal's a goal. Taste the Testers says at this point I think Liverpool just need to defend their lead. And take the win. Yeah. No need to take any unnecessary risks, I think, at this point. We've got 6 minutes of normal time left. Hopefully we can see the game out. How you doing, Christian? Says Buonasera, Inter 5, Torino 0. That's a very good result. Very good result for your team there. Mohammed wants to see Leone and Rio Ngamoa come on. I think Rio in particular. Newcastle have only got 10 players. I think we really could do with his pace. Tupac, I thought you were going to sleep, Tupac. Ekatike, very good. Yeah, Ekatike has been amazing. Seems to always score. Kevin says, bro, do you have any connections for me to play for Liverpool Academy? I do not. But I wish you well, either way. Do you know what I like about Ekatike is that his name spelled backward is Ekatike. Very true. It's a palindrome. And also his number, if you think about it. So his number is 22, right? So 22 backwards is also 22. So I guess the only numbers he'll take are 11, 22, 33, 44 and so forth. Are you worried Liverpool this deaf? I wouldn't say worried as such. I wish they'd wake up a bit. But it's been a bit stop-start. Like Gravenberch didn't play the first game. Oh God, is it 2-2? Don't lie. Jenny's saying 2-2. That's unforgivably bad. If they're conceding with, if you concede 2 goals with 10 men on the pitch, that's not good. Derwood can't. It's just embarrassing. What more can you say? Like I'd understand it if Newcastle had 11 players, but for Newcastle to have 10 and to concede 2 goals. I'm still behind. They're just taking a goal kick. To be fair, it was Finley's goat. Finley has been saying for a few days, Asula is the goat. Is the goat. Finley was correct, to be fair. Yeah, Taster Tester says 2-2 now. I'm trying to see a replay of what actually happened. So it was a goal kick by Pope. Konate just doesn't defend it again. Bradley nowhere to be seen, and Osula taps it in. Yeah, that's on Konate, to be fair. Atrocious, but equally no less than they've deserved. Christian says, Como 2, Lazio 0, Nico Paz the best. You have been singing his praises, to be fair. And even now, it's okay. Now he's bringing Rio on. Rio should have come on like 10 minutes ago. Mason Jason says, oh my God, Tupac's going to sleep. Jenny says, can you check score? Just updated that. Finley loves the goal. To be fair, Finley has been bigging up Asula for a few days. Don't tell me they've scored a third, because if they score a third, then that's if they've scored a third, you could either laugh or cry. So I'd rather just laugh. Pixel says, bro, Kanate and Kirke's got Son today. Kanate in particular. Like just kind of losing his duels. Doesn't look to be concentrating. Pessy says, what's the game been like? I haven't been watching the game. Newcastle been 10 men down. And to be fair, Newcastle have been the better team. Uh, 11 minutes added time. To be fair, that's probably a good thing for Newcastle. Newcastle playing better. Jenny says you're not singing anymore. Taste the Testers says Liverpool need to win. They need to, but they I think they've left it too late. Newcastle have one man less, but they're playing better. Doge says hi. How you doing, Doge? Hope you're good. Mason Jason says, who's been the better team? To be honest, Newcastle have been better, which in itself wouldn't be a problem, but they've been better and they've had 10 men. So if they've looked better and they've had 10 men, then that's not good. Jenny says, you play like this against Arsenal. Yeah. Can't be playing like this against Arsenal. Taste the Tester says last minute goal by Liverpool, I reckon. I do think there'll be one more moment at least. I mean, Rio's on the pitch now, but like, why bring Rio on now? It's like should have brought him on like 10, 15 minutes ago. Or I thought he was coming on. No, he's just about to come on. He's on the side. Mason says, hopefully you play like this against Arsenal. I think the positive is that game is at home. And this does seem to be a team that kind of responds to kind of bad performances. AAS385 says any hope. To be honest, not a lot. Liverpool are playing like they have a player less. It's pretty much all constantly Newcastle. Walter said Salah get on the pitch, mate. To be honest, this Salah would do a better job. Jenny says no way. You need to be a bit more specific, Jenny, because I know you're ahead of everyone. Is Elliot? Yeah, Elliot's coming on, and Rio is also coming on. Yeah. To be honest, I didn't see the City game, but it wouldn't surprise me if City played better than this. To be honest, not just him. I felt like Gakpo didn't do much. I felt like Salah didn't do much. At least Ekitike got a goal. Oh, that's a fair point. Yeah, I think he got an assist. Finley says it still counts towards the 007. Zed says no matter what, away at St James's Park was never going to be an easy game. True, but I think equally to be 2-0 up with a man's advantage and to give that away, it's a bit frustrating. JGB loves Liverpool. That is good to hear. Jenny saying why. Jenny saying why. Please love Man City instead. Salah's been dreadful. Yeah, he hasn't really affected the game at all. Siphoning Lightning says it's not Slot's fault, he just became Spursy. No champers for tonight, says Doge. What kind of irritates me is if Newcastle had just won, fair enough, but it's the fact that they were 2-0 up, and to kind of give that away. Liverpool. If Liverpool have scored, they don't deserve it. Taste the Tester saying Liverpool scored. Jenny's saying they've scored. Jenny's gutted. Durwood says yes. I'm not happy because how can you still give away? How can you still give away 2 goals when you've got 10 men? So I'm not happy. Even if the teenager scored, I was saying that 20 minutes ago to bring him on. I was saying that 20 minutes ago. But again, like, I'm not happy. I'm not going to celebrate. Everyone's like, yeah, it's amazing. We got 3 points. It's like, yeah, Sabazlai dummies it to Rio. Yeah, Rio scores. So can you just play this damn teenager now? And can we at least bring him on when there's 20 minutes left? Or, you know, when there's 25 minutes left? Can we not just bring him on when there's 5 minutes? Like, anytime this guy is on the pitch, he scores. He's got pace, you know, he's got enthusiasm. Hey, play this guy. Like, it's annoying. I'm still not happy. I mean, Mason Jason is right, not deserved. This is gonna paper over an awful defensive performance. Don't get me wrong, I'll be happy tomorrow. And I think a lot of that goal is down to Szoboszlai with a good dummy. Pastor Samuel says Arsenal 5, Liverpool on Sunday. Let's hope not, Samuel. Dawood says Rio. Not deserved, agree. Liverpool growing to win, says JGB. Taste the Tester says it's not how you win. 3 points matter, I hear you. Brighton says Liverpool played terrible. I agree with you 100%. Keeper goes up on their corner. Liverpool wasting time by pretending to be fouled. JGB is very happy. They played terrible, but 3 points is 3 points. Pixel thinking about his FPL team. I don't know. I hope so, because he's in my team as well. JGB says, wow. Durwood says, Rio scoring, though, is the best part of this game. True. Can he now be bestowed with a bit of confidence? Because I was saying at like 70 minutes, bring Rio on. I was saying against Crystal Palace for that pointless dinner plate, please bring Rio on. Can we now, and when I say we, I mean the management structure, can we just play the guy? Hello from Pisa. Come on, Liverpool. Loving that. Pixel says, lol, you're right. Fair enough. I don't think Alisson's goal will be recreated. Yeah, unlikely, to be fair. It's one of those once in a lifetime things. How you win this is the sign of champions. I think that's what Jenny's saying. JGB is very happy. Comeback Kings again, says Brighton. Jenny's gutted, which makes me happy. JGB says hi. Yeah, I've been saying hi to you. I've been reading your messages. Don't have a fight now. Don't have a fight at full time. Just act like grown adults. Durwood's not trying to be funny, but last season we came to play against Big Six, but against the lower teams we were dominated. That is true. Durwood says that's game. It's all over. Game over, says Taste the Testers. Giannis says, y'all so lucky. Giannis is 100% correct. We are lucky. Game of the season. Mason Jason says, if Liverpool are relying on late winners, I agree. That's why I'm not happy. I wouldn't say it's cheating. I'd say it's luck, but I don't think they can reliably rely on luck. Siphoning Lightning says, I know Spurs won't win the league, but I guess I want Liverpool to win instead of Arsenal. Understandable. Spurs are looking good, to be fair, though. They got a good result against Man City. Now, Gordon was a red. I feel like I've been fair this game. Gordon was a red. Gordon was a clear red. He went flying into the back of Van Dijk's knee. That was a red. Asim says, wow. Newcastle, Rob. I agree. Newcastle was a better team. And it's especially concerning because they had 10 men for most of the game. Burns getting in Alisson's face. Why? Yeah, it's just pointless. It's like, what's the point? Go to your dressing room. Don't risk a booking. Like, you're not actually going to have a fight. So just go. Just disappear. Jacko says, as a Toon fan, I'm proud of how we played, but deserved red. Yeah, I mean, Newcastle were the better team. And they weren't just the better team, they were the better team. I'm starting to sound like a killjoy. They were the better team with 10 men. So, like, we didn't deserve a win from this. B. Garner is buzzing for Rio. I'm happy for him. I am happy for him. Jenny says, that's a sign of champions. Play poorly but win. Siphoning Lightning says it's not hard to beat City. Yeah. But, I mean, don't be too hard on yourself. I think you're a Spurs fan. I mean, you won by 2 goals. So I think Spurs are also doing well. Tasted Testers is off now. Good night, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Got a 13-hour shift tomorrow. Wow. Hope that goes okay. And yeah, take care, Tasted Testers. They're chanting Rio's name. That's good to hear. He looks super happy. I hope he has confidence to play Rio a bit more now, because we were crying out for him earlier in the game, and we were crying out for him in the Community Shield. Sergeant Prastio says, Hala Madrid. What's your opinion on the Madrid right back situation? Are you pro Carvajal or are you pro number 12? His name is Rio and he dances in the stands. That's to the tune of what's its face. We won. Okay, that's cheered me up a little. We won Isak in the divorce. And, Finn says 90 plus until Liverpool score. To be fair, I think I've been fair. I don't think it was a case of them repeatedly adding on one more minute. But as I've kind of maintained, Newcastle were the better team. Rio's the greatest football player ever and forever will be. Siphoning Lightning says, I want Spurs to win the treble so people stop giving me grief for Spurs not having a UCL. Understandable, but to be fair, at least they have a Europa League. You know what I mean? I mean, that's still a good European trophy. CR7 GOAT. But what's the question I had for you? How do you feel about I'm going to have to say the name. How do you feel about Trent? Do you like Trent or do you dislike Trent? Halal Heskey. Is that a slander name? Because that's absolutely hilarious. The Halal Heskey. I presume, is that for Salah? Because that's pretty good. Halal Heskey. Oh God. Watch Isak go to City. I don't think so. They've already got Haaland, to be fair. That's a big start in winning more trophies. Yeah, I'll be happy about it tomorrow. Because tomorrow, all you'll remember is the win. Like, we won't remember the particulars of this game. Rio is our new Suarez. Oh, let's hope he doesn't bite anyone. But from a footballing perspective, you're 100% right with that, Finn. Konate was terrible the entire game. He's reminding me a bit of Trent last year. You know when we felt like Trent's mind was like mentally in Madrid. That's the kind of vibe I get. Oh right, fair enough. That makes sense now. There's technically the bad treble, which is Carabao, Europa, and Conference League. Hey, treble's a treble. I can't say the words. I've programmed my mind to say 66. I just always say 66 now. But I think the issue is with Prasti, or I don't think English was his first language. So if I say 66, he probably won't get it. But yeah, I can't say that dirty 5-letter word. Gahian says Finn. Let's hope so. Spurs still above Liverpool. Looks like Spurs are going to win the league. I need to remember that the comments are behind. Yeah, it takes a while to catch up. But I do my best. Liverpool got very lucky today. I agree with that. Yeah, Suarez is going to need to take pills to get out of bed soon. Slot does need to sort it out. Especially the concentration aspect, I think. Like if they, and I know I keep saying this, but if they still had 11 men and we went from 2-0 to 2-2, I could understand. But for them to do that when you've got a man's advantage, that is borderline unforgivable. Uncle Ben's rice. I had some Uncle Ben's rice today. You'll be happy to know. It was long grain. Says Newcastle fan here. Really good performance from us in spite of the circumstances. Sucks we lost. That's understandable. I've been saying all along, Newcastle were the better team today. What has been most alarming of all is that they were the better team with 10 players. So I mean, I think Isak will go, but I think he'll be okay. I think Eddie Howe's a very good manager. There's still a lot of kind of good players there. I'm just annoyed. I thought Liverpool were rubbish. I know they won, and it's a bit weird to feel this way. Slot needs to stop shining his head. Yeah, he needs to grow hair like Eddie Howe, and then it'll be good. Durwood was waiting for Konate to sit down and play in the grass or start spinning around like kids do when they play sport. He was so bad, especially with respect to kind of losing his duels. And like, I can understand like if his passing is not great, but it's like, mate, you're like 6'5", you're built like a tank, you can't be losing duels. That needs to be sorted out. Roman says, where do you think United is finishing? Probably like mid-table. Uncle Ben's rice. To be honest, like if the literal Uncle Ben was in defense, would have done a better job than Konate. But yeah, we've got a defender in. I don't know if it's tactical. I don't know if the issues today were tactical or mental or what, but they need to be sorted out. LFC career mode. We were doing so good. The first goal we conceded was unlucky, but the second goal was disappointing. Yeah, and I'm just annoyed that happened when they had 10 men. Siphoning Lightning says all my friends are Liverpool fans, and it sucks for me. Okay, so that's why they say it to you about the European trophies. I get it now. What could you say as a Spurs fan to a Liverpool fan? You did beat us. Was it 2 seasons ago? I appreciate we had 9 men, but you did beat us. You could say that. Harvey says, what about Leeds? I love Leeds because of Daniel Farke. You know, the Daniel Farke, that's just been in my mind for the past week. So purely because of him, I absolutely love Leeds. Konate is probably leaving Liverpool at this point. I might drive him to the airport. Liverpool got lucky, says Nshak. 100% correct. Newcastle was a better team. Newcastle were more organised. And quite frankly, Newcastle had one less player. I know we won, but that performance was a bit concerning. Ibi says Rio. That Gravenberch goal ruined our flow, says George. Yeah, it kind of came out of nowhere, to be fair. I was shocked it went in. Siphoning Lightning says, I just want to say to my friends that Spurs have more Europa Leagues than Liverpool. Oh yeah, I guess so. Liverpool have never won the Europa League. We won the UEFA Cup, but never won the Europa League. So yeah, you could say Spurs have more recent success than Liverpool. There you go. I've given you a comeback. You can say, well, when's the last time you won a European trophy? There you go. People can't call me biased. I don't know why people call me biased. I will fly there just to drive him to the airport. Yeah. I'll meet you in the airport. I'll carry his bags. You can check him in. and then we'll wave him off. And then yeah, I think it should be good. Mimi says, I'm sacked in the morning. My boss is a magpie. I mean, I appreciate he'll be unhappy, but I think there's a lot to take away from that performance. Newcastle were the better team. I don't think Liverpool have like specifically Europa Leagues. Like they have UEFA Cups, but have Liverpool ever won the Europa League after the name changed? Like that's the point I was referring to. My friends just say 4-0 to me. Just say the European trophy thing to them. Mr. Default is here. Says absolutely rigged. Bought the ref. Bought the lino. Never read. I haven't watched the match or highlights. I'll give you an honest analysis, as I always do. It was a clear red, but Newcastle were the better team for the entire game. What was even more concerning was that Newcastle were the better team when they just had 10 players and Liverpool had 11. And also Liverpool did not deserve to win this. Just being honest. Pikachu says Newcastle showed a lot of heart regardless. But what a game. I agree with Pikachu. I'm also glad he has stayed a Pikachu and not evolved into a Raichu. But yeah, Newcastle were better. But it was a fun game. Entertaining for neutrals, gotta say. Destroyer with an appropriate picture to say that comment. Spurs were the first English club to win a European trophy. Keep it on recent things. I'm trying to give you talking points to your friends. Say that Spurs have a more recent European trophy. Fair play to Liverpool. Yeah, a win's a win, but I'm still a bit annoyed about it. Mr. Default said, I've heard Liverpool get lucky. To be honest, I've never seen a team get quite so lucky. We were beyond lucky. We did not deserve a win. And again, I'm just being honest. Didn't deserve a win. Liverpool, Rio's a special talent. I agree. Even as a Spurs fan, it was a red. Yeah, I think again, I'm trying to be fair when I say I think Newcastle were the better team, but that red card was a red card. Pikachu is a Real Madrid fan. What are your thoughts on the right back situation? I think, was it Carvajal that started yesterday? Do you want Carvajal to start permanently, or do you want number 12 to come back into the team? You want Carvajal to start permanent? Fair enough. I hope. I think number 12 will probably end up back at Villa, to be fair. Yeah, Newcastle very well. Yeah, happy none of our players got hurt. 60. If it was 16 minutes, that is. To be fair, like my clock is still running. I don't know how much injury time there actually was. To be like, I haven't stopped my clock at the thing. I think it might have been more like 11 minutes, but we were lucky. Pikachu says Premier League, best league in the world. Agree with that. Yeah, United are in the mud, like 16th. Yeah. I mean, they've bought some good forwards, but without changing the midfield and defense, they're not really going to progress. Yeah, it was an awful challenge, 100%. Pikachu says he was on good form before he got injured, but I think Trent could be cycled as a defensive midfielder. Potentially, but I think you also have very good defensive midfielders. You got Shuameni, you got Kamavinga. There's a lot of competition. Jody Boy says Newcastle should have won. They should have. Or at the very least got a draw. They didn't deserve to lose. Siphoning Lightning would love for Conor Bradley to join Spurs. He'd be so good. Yeah, Conor Bradley's very good. Going forward, he's very good. Defensively, he's also very good. The only concern I have is with his fitness. He does get injured a lot. Yeah, Daniel summed it up. Bad performance, good result. 16-year-old played better and was only on a few minutes, says Durwood. He needs to either start or come on at half time. That's the thing with Rio. Like, of all the games we've watched so far this season, we've been saying, bring Rio on. Against Crystal Palace, I'm still annoyed he didn't come on. And even today, at like 75 minutes, like we were saying, bring Rio on. He only brought Rio on as a Hail Mary at the very end. And surprise, surprise, he scored. As Freddie says there, unbelievably lucky. Did not deserve a win. I'm not going to jump up and down about it. Did not deserve a win. Spurs need to buy a solid fullback, yeah. Bradley's good, but I think he's not for sale. There's Real Madrid have an English right back you might be able to get on the cheap soon if you're interested. Pikachu says, is Rio a youth product? No, we stole him from Chelsea. He's Chelsea's youth player, but you know sometimes like clubs steal youth players from other teams. We basically stole him from Chelsea. Rio will remember that for the rest of his life. I will certainly remember that for the rest of the week. So I'm happy for him. Not to replace Porro, but not to replace Porro, but to replace Udogie. Yeah, just put a bid in for that English right back at Real Madrid. I'm sure they'd be willing to sell. Yeah, we stole Rio, to be fair. Isaiah Ghosh says Salah did nothing. We need to stop taking Ekatike off. It is disappointing to see Ekatike come off because he always seems to score. He's very skillful for such a tall player. So I'd like to see him play a bit longer next time. Spurs stole back Crouch from Liverpool. Very true. Freddie's best mate was at Chelsea with Rio and they were roommates. Now he's done that. Nice. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool story, to be fair. Imagine being... And they're showing his goal. And to be fair, like in pre-season as well, he was very good for us. One game that I actually went to watch was Liverpool versus Bilbao. And I literally sat down with my drink. I looked up. Rio ran past the whole Bilbao team and smacked it in goal. Rio's a amazing talent. Jogger Benito says, boo Liverpool. Understandable. Understandable. Pikachu says, we're not selling Trent. Okay, fair enough. I knew people were going to say that. You think Gordon was match fixing? I know an Everton supporter. Is he particularly happy today, or is he unhappy? Probably unhappy after that. Is Rio somewhat the same as Doku? No, I'd say the closest match for Rio. Did you ever watch Raheem Sterling when he was younger? He's very similar to Raheem Sterling when he was younger, but he's a better finisher. Like he's got like a harder shot on him. Like Sterling when he was younger, I almost felt like he didn't kick the ball hard enough, as weird as that is. But like Rio's got like power in his shots. Spurs will play better without Son this season. That happens quite often, doesn't it? Like when the star leaves, then all the other players they kind of play better as a unit. Like think of PSG as well. When Mbappe left, suddenly they start playing a lot better as a unit. Yeah, fast player with a dribble. Yeah, very similar to Raheem Sterling. The difference is, as I was saying, he actually kicks the ball with power. Like Raheem Sterling's shots, they used to always feel a bit weak, if I'm honest. Durwood says, give it till the winter window, 66 maybe for sale. Yeah, my thing was he should probably start learning Brummie now for when he ends up at Villa. So Brummie's like the local dialect for Birmingham. And yeah, I think he'll probably end up there. Siphoning Lightning thinks that Salah will retire in 4 seasons. You could be right. I think he'll have maybe 1, maybe 2 more seasons at Liverpool. Then he'll probably go Saudi. I think you're right. Yeah, Sterling the T-Rex, 100%. Yeah, watching Liverpool should come with heart advice. You need to take out like insurance. Take out like health insurance before watching it. Dan says, I'm not going to big up Rio just yet. He's brilliant. But a few games don't solidify good yet. I mean, he's not the second coming or the third coming. But I would like to see him get a bit more time. For example, like at 75 minutes, I was saying bring Rio on, and he didn't come on. He only came on in injury time. So I'd like to see him get a bit more time. The match almost gave me a heart attack. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Hus says, is Van Dijk leaving? Please don't say he is. No, he's just recently signed a new contract, so should be around. Imagine if Salah gets sold. I mean, there's a rumour that he might get sold at the end of this season, and that's why he signed a 2-year deal. But again, I don't want to speculate or look too far ahead. At least you don't support Spurs. I had a mini heart attack after watching Spurs bottle the Super Cup. To be fair, I had a mini heart attack and I don't even like Spurs. It was 85 minutes, wasn't it? And then they conceded 1. And I was thinking, okay, there's another 3 minutes, not going to concede a second. And then they did. So yeah, I mean, that's understandable. 300 is correct. 100% lucky FC. Did not deserve that. We badly need a replacement for Kanate, says Owen. Did that happen? Kanate is just playing like he's asleep. Concentration is not there. User says it's the best game he's watched. Wow. It was a very good game. But like again, I'm very impressed Newcastle did that with 10 players. I know that will be forgotten about, and I know it will just be about the win and all that. But like Newcastle had 10 players for most of the game. Kanate is dreaming of the Madrid son. It certainly feels like that. Like 66 had quite similar performances last year. Where he didn't seem like he was quite concentrating, and that's reminding me of kind of how Kanate is playing at the moment. Mason wants Rio to start more. I'd love for him to get a bit more game time. Locky Box says good game, but Liverpool quite fortunate to get a result there. Newcastle deserved the draw. Yeah, I felt like Newcastle were the better team. And it's a bit concerning kind of how well they were playing just with 10 men. So yeah, Liverpool very lucky. Levi, is it Levis or is it Levi? We need to improve your defense. Poor performance. Yeah, very very poor performance by Konate in particular. Konate was playing like he was asleep, and this isn't the first game that's happened. Pikachu says, "I'm just messing." To be honest, you're probably correct. Probably correct. Like, I appreciate we didn't have McAllister and so forth, but even then. Gahey and Isak in. Yeah, hopefully that gets sorted now. Rose says Bruno G should have been off within 50 minutes max. Yeah, to be fair, I was a bit surprised he was still around. Yeah, I think I don't think we'll be in a rush to sign Delo. Will Isak come to Liverpool Sunday match? I guess that's the question. My thing has always been, I've always felt like there was a dependency on this game to finish first before that deal got done. So now that this game is out of the way, hopefully some progress is made on that. We need to be clinical on goal. Yes, clinical on goal, and also not defend like we're half asleep. I mean, I think Ekitike has started the season very well. Salah has not. Gakpo's been okay. Spurs were going to go for Gahey, but Romero and Van de Ven were solid. To be fair, Romero and Van de Ven, both very good centre-backs. That's an underrated pairing. Like, genuinely, they're both very good. Ratchet Sharma says Isak is not coming, guys. I think he is. I think he's coming. Van de Ven's hamstrings are made of butter. But when he does play, he is good. $130 million Isak. 130 million Isak next 72 hours. Let's hope so. Have a good evening, lads. I'm off. Take care, Pikachu. Hope you have a nice sleep in your Pokeball. Ratchet says we had 2 penalty shots. To be honest, Newcastle were the better team. Newcastle were clearly the better team. And I think what people shouldn't forget is Newcastle were the better team with 10 men. We were extremely lucky today. Great goal by Rio and Gamoa. Yeah, very good goal. I'd like to see him get I'd like to see him get a bit more playtime. You are right, Jacob. The defense looks like a bit of a mess. I wouldn't go that far, but the defense does look bad. Real and Atletico both wanted Romero, but he signed a new contract. I think that's a good outcome for you, because Romero is very good centre back. That's a definite positive. Who knows? They probably did their thing like they did with Trent to get him to leave on a free, but he said no. I'm staying here. Ratchet said, I like your kid Rio. Add him to Isak. Yeah, if you add him to the Isak deal, maybe. Yeah, Rio does look good. I'd like to see Rio be given a bit more time. For example, at like 75 minutes, I was like crying for him to come on, and he didn't come on. We seem to just bring him on the last 5 minutes, but I'd like to at least see him get 20 minutes, maybe longer than that. He's a talent. Siphoning says the battle of the bottles for the top 2 this season, Spurs and Arsenal. The battle of the bottles, is that the Is that the official? Is that the official terminology? Yeah, Salah, as Josh is saying, um, Salah was off pace. We did look very dodgy at the back. Yeah, getting him in would be very good. It looks like Palace might be willing to sell for the right fee. So if we can, that'd be positive. Salah needs to wake up. Really, siphoning lightning. Siphoning lightning says I think Liverpool should play Mamardashvili next match. I appreciate you're probably saying that as a Spurs fan, but like Alice had like saved us so many times today. We were lucky. Isak is kind of overrated, says Siphoning Lightning. Feel free to take Dane Scarlett. In like a football manager game, a few years back, he was very good. That's a good point, to be fair, because people keep saying, is the game still going? There you go, I've paused it. It is, I mean, it is to, not so much that a 16-year-old had to save us, but more that we let it get to that stage. It's embarrassing that they had 10 men and we conceded 2 goals. I think that for me is more the embarrassing part. Tino always marks Salah well. He was, yeah, it was a good marking job. Salah couldn't really get into the game. He was pretty quiet. Of all the forwards, he was probably the worst one because Ekitike got a goal. Gakpo got an assist. Rio got a goal. So I'd say he was probably the worst one, all things considered. You guys are going too fast. Arteta's masterclass, spending 300 million in 2 seasons to win the Community Shield and put pressure on City. Yeah, I mean, I think this season he kind of really has to perform. He spent like £1 billion at this point. So I think the pressure is gonna kind of proper be on him at this point to kind of do something. MN0 says hi, how you doing? Hope you're good. Hope you're well. I'd say Arsenal are allowed to spend. It's just you'd expect like some sort of kind of output from kind of how much they've spent, if that makes sense. Oh, to be fair, you might be right. I think Salah got an assist. Yeah, Rory Delap's throw-ins were pretty amazing, to be fair. Yeah, as S3 was saying, like, I appreciate he's probably created like a kind of good culture at the club, but I think equally with that much money spent, I think he needs to kind of deliver a trophy. Otherwise, pressure's going to be on. RJ1 says, would you sell Konate and buy Kim Min-jae for 45 million, including Gnabry? I don't know how Kim Min-jae's been doing there. Like he was kind of hyped up a lot, kind of before he went, but I don't kind of know how he's been performing after he's been there. Yeah, to be fair, I think you're right. I think Salah did get an assist. I was saying he didn't do anything, but I think he did get an assist, to be fair. He's in my FPL as well. Don Juan Emilio, how you doing? Hope you're good. Yeah, I mean Spurs at the very least, you know, they've got a Europa League, which is nothing, which is impressive. How you doing, Daniel? Hope you're good. Hope you're well. Hope you've had a nice bank holiday weekend. New Era says, "What an account from Newcastle." Yeah, it was crazy, wasn't it? They played kind of so much better, especially considering that they only had 10 men. Do you remember when Van der Ven was linked with Liverpool as a Van Dijk replacement a few years ago? Yeah, he was at Wolfsburg. Was it Wolfsburg or something? Wasn't he? Um, at the time, like, I wasn't sure, but to be fair, I think he's a very good player. Naturally, the issue is his fitness, but putting that aside, him as a player, I think he's very good. Yeah, I remember you, Noah. How you doing? Hope you're good. Raul would get Kim. He was a problem every time we faced him. Didn't let Salah past him. Okay, good information. I mean, if he's available for the right price, that might be something they need to consider in these last few days. But yeah, as kind of Randy's saying, I think we need at least a centre back in. Kanate just okay. They're showing Jamie Carragher jump around. I find Jamie Carragher annoying. Mr. Default said Salah flop. Yeah. He got an assist, so he's not quite Cunha or Mbuemo level yet, but he's pretty close. Think Spurs should let Richarlison play this season because he's had a great start. Yeah, I mean, Richarlison's one of those players who people find annoying, but he is quite effective. Liverpool goals, very happy about Rio. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that goal back. He scored, but I was just moaning that we let 2 goals in and it had to kind of come to that. I hate that he's on the Champions League pre-show. Is that Carragher? They were just showing him jumping around and I had to just minimize it. I just find that guy annoying. I used to love him when he used to play, but I just find the guy annoying now. MNO says, when they marked Salah out, Wirtz and Ekitike got more space to cause trouble on the other side. True. I'm not sure we really maximized that opportunity as we perhaps could have. But there's about a week now until the next game, which is on Sunday. Yeah, if McAllister plays, this is a lot better. Johnson again, ole. Reece is absolutely gutted. I mean, understandable. I presume you're a Newcastle fan, and Newcastle were the better team. With 10 men. Show says, what's your second favourite team? I don't really have one, to be fair. Yeah, that's surprising. Weren't people saying Kudos would not be a good signing? But he's slotted in quite nicely, to be fair. Hopefully Slot sees what we need, yeah. Hopefully and I'm sure he will. But it's unlikely that we'll get lucky like that again. So yeah, hopefully this gets sorted. Uzwal Kadka says, brilliant job done by Van Dijk. Yeah, I thought he played well. Quite a few people are saying he played poorly, but I thought Van Dijk played quite well. I thought Konate was poor, but I thought Van Dijk played quite well. Siphoning says, would you count Champions League, FA Cup and Carabao Cup as a treble? Yeah, I would count it as a treble, yeah. I wouldn't count it as the treble. The treble was only won by Man City and one other team, I can't remember. I'm only saying that because Mr. Default is here. But yeah, the treble is the main one. Teams are going to find it difficult for us not to score. These matches have goals from both sides on the majority of the occasion. Rather an exciting match rather than watching turgid, boring football. Yeah, we do look I'd say so far, based on this season, we look better going forward. And I think a lot of that is down to Ekitike, but less stable at the back. So hopefully that can just be sorted out. Cold Edit says, what a time for Rio, 16-year-old, to score in the last minute. Yeah, he'll probably remember that for the rest of his life, to be fair. Was it Fabio Carvalho who scored like a last minute winner 2 seasons ago? And Carvalho was quite young. Was he like 18? And now something very similar has happened with Rio. It's almost as if Rio is having his Fabio Carvalho moment. Simon says, adrenaline's pumping. What do you think? Yeah, just... I'd say, in terms of what did you think, I'd say it's a mixture of emotions. Ultimately, I'll be happy we got the win, and tomorrow I'll be really happy. Now, to be honest with you, I'm a bit annoyed that we conceded 2 goals. But tomorrow I won't care. Tomorrow I'll just be happy that we won. Derwood says, not to use excuses, but the players are new, and the new ones who are senior lost someone. That is true. That is true as well. The good thing is, there's pretty much a week until the next game. So hopefully these can be sorted out. Mr. Default says, we win a treble this year. The mighty Snapdragon Trophy. The wonderful Summer Series Trophy. And the trophy against Hong Kong FC. I'm trying to hype up your trophies. It must have a name. It can't be the trophy against Hong Kong. I'm trying to big you up. you're like, yeah, that cup we won against Hong Kong. United won it with Beckham, but I know why you won't say it. Yeah, I was trolling Mr. Default. So Mr. Default supports Man United. So that's why I was saying the treble that Man City won and the treble that some other team won that I can't remember. Yeah, Spurs are looking good. Spurs are looking good, to be fair. Muyomba Gilbert says, hi, how you doing? Cold Edit says, where are you from? I'm from the UK. I wish it was cold like your username, but it's very hot in the UK at the moment. But yeah, I'm from UK. How about you? Muyomba says, but we need more defenders and the midfield should hold. Yeah. I agree with you. It's the defense that I'm most concerned with. There's a chance we might get Mark Gahey from Crystal Palace, and if we don't, then at the very least, I hope they tactically sort out what the issue is. Treble winners before September. No other team can say that. Very true. Also, 16th before September. Not many teams can say that. Yeah, I'm not very happy with the defense. Spurs still above Liverpool, yeah. Spurs got off Spurs' win against Man City away, you'd have to say, is the most impressive win so far. I'm from the UK. It's so hot these days. Yeah, man, it's proper hot. Apparently today's like the last day of heat. Today's like the last day of heat. It's a perfect 19 degrees for Durwood in the US. It's 21 degrees for us now. It's 21, 22 for us now. And it's 10 to 11 at night. And by being on an island, we're surrounded by water, and it's just so humid. So hopefully this is the end of this, under this hot weather. Spurs have won a domestic trophy. That shows that Spurs are massive. Cold Edit says, who's your favorite player? Last season, I typically tend to have a favorite player every year. Last season it was Gravenberch. This year it's too early to say. So far Ekitike, but I tend to make my mind up once we've had a couple of months. But yeah, probably Ekitike at the moment. How about you? Cold Edits just sub. Appreciate that, Cold Edits. Siphoning Lightning is a perfect 14 degrees for me. Very nice. Whereabouts are you based? It's far too hot for us. Yeah. And it's annoying, yeah. I'm gonna go off topic a bit, but it's annoying because it's so hot. I sleep with my window open, but then my neighbor always does the lawnmower every single day. So his lawnmower wakes me up, and I'm like, "Why you do?" I've never actually said it, but I'm thinking, "Why are you doing the lawnmower every single day?" So I'm a bit stuck. Like I want to open the window, but if I open the window, I'm gonna be woken up early because neighbor on the other side, not next to me, always does his lawnmower. It irritates me. Did you hear what Gravenberch named his baby? Says Durwood. Is it Jots? Is that what I've heard? Jots, possibly? Siphoning Lightning wants Dragusin healthy again for Spurs. Understandable. Muyamba says, I think Mo Salah misses Jota because he saw that assist. Jones missed it. It was so disappointing, but Liverpool for life. I think Curtis Jones has concentration issues. He always, like, Jones is a very good dribbler, but what frustrates me about Jones is quite often he'll spend too long on the ball and he won't pass the ball. This has been Jones's weakness for years and he still hasn't learnt. Alfie says, steaming as a Newcastle fan, but that's what champions do. Fair play to you lot. I mean, if it's any consolation, like, I thought Newcastle were the better team. Newcastle didn't deserve to lose. And Newcastle weren't just the better team. They were the better team with 10 men. So, like, even if Isak goes, it's not all doom and gloom. Like, they're a well-oiled machine. Siphoning Lightning is from Australia. The land of Alexander Volkanovski. I've supported Spurs way before Ange. You must have been happy then when Ange joined. Supported Spurs when Carl Walker and stuff played for Spurs. Nice. Good stuff, man. Kieran says hi. How you doing, Kieran? Yeah, it was a good comment, to be fair. Champions grind out results even when they don't play particularly well. Kieran says, nice one for Liverpool for the win. We could have won if we had Gordon on the pitch for the full game. Yeah. I mean, Newcastle were impressive. As I've said, they were the better team. They went down to 10 and they were still the better team. They went down to 10. They got it back to 2-2. Like, I appreciate kind of losing Isak is seen as like the end of the world scenario, but I don't think it is. Like, Newcastle still look very good. Still got a very good midfield with Joe Linton, with Tonali, with Bruno. I mean, even Osula got a goal today. I mean, nice little finish. Livramento is solid. Newcastle are still, a sophisticated outfit, looking very good. Yeah, like you played like literally amazing. You played like amazing with 10 men. Siphoning also supports South Melbourne where Ange played, so I was happy when he joined Spurs. Yeah, you must have been. It must have been like a match made in heaven to a certain degree. Kieran likes Jacob Ramsey in the squad. Yeah, good player, to be fair. You've got Leeds next. Yeah, I think you'll do really well against Leeds. Dave is correct. Salah wasn't particularly good. He got an assist, I think, but even like if we just leave that to the side for a second, I don't think it was a good performance. Kieran would put Nick Pope on the bench and play Ramsdale. I thought Pope was okay, to be fair. Honestly, I just think Newcastle just got unlucky. From a performance perspective, I thought they were good. Didn't Dubravka go to Burnley? Might have done. Today they had Nick Pope in goal. Yeah, Chiesa is always kind of forward thinking whenever he comes on, to be fair. Take care, Dawood. Hope you have a good evening. I'm going to go as well. It's 11 o'clock. Time flies when you're recovering from a borderline heart attack from Liverpool almost losing that game. But anyway, I better go now because I've been sitting down for ages. Sean says Chelsea till I die. I mean, Chelsea are going to be up there. Chelsea are looking very good. Signings are looking very good. Estevar's looking good. João Pedro's looking amazing. Chelsea are always going to be up there. Yeah, but anyway, I'm going to go now. It's getting a bit late. I might be back for the Champions League draw. We'll see who we get. But yeah, anyway. Hope you guys have a nice evening. Unfortunately, we don't got a day off tomorrow. But that's life. But yeah, see you guys soon. Take care, Cole Edits. But yeah, enjoy, guys.